Uncut, unedited. Come on in, folks. Come on in. We got some talk. We got some in-house talking to do. In-house talking, people. This is live, uncut, unedited. I tell you. All right. All right, people. This is live, uncut, unedited. We got some in-house talking to do. And I got some disturbing news. One of our dear brothers that's been on the ground for a long time lost his son today. Well, I don't know if he got killed last night, but the announcement was made today, and I'm disturbed, people. I'm telling you, I've been preaching for the last 5, 6 years. Just keep telling us, people, we have to do something about it, people. We have to do something about it. Come on in, people. Make sure you share the video. If you're a teen parent, if you got some grandchildren that's teen, you need to listen to this live. I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to ask you. I'm going to tell you what to do in that language. In that language, I tell you, this thing is real, people. This thing is real. This is not a video game. And I keep explaining that to some of the parents. This is not a video game. This is real. This is not a video game, people. This is real. This is real. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Young people, when you shoot that weapon, that pistol, that gun, that pistola, there is no return. Bullets cannot return back to the chamber. You cannot push no reset button at all. At all. I tell you, this is real. Parents, this is real. I've been to too many crime scenes. Well, I've seen the expression on parents' face breaking down. And that's every parent greatest nightmare, that you will get that call that said that your daughter and your son is no longer here. Your young daughter and your young son is no longer here. This is real, people. The weather is getting warm and people are getting wickeder and wickeder. They have no love for one another, people. We looking up, we got millions of dollars coming in our community, but they're not touching the hands of the Black community. They're going to migrants. And our young people are suffering. And all I hear us talk about what our young people are not doing. And I always say that if you can take the credit for your sons doing well, you sure enough can take the credit for when they're not doing so well. So you can't separate the two. You got to take the bitter with the sweet, the good with the bad, whatever you want to say. This is real, parents. This is real. This is no joke. Those of us that live in these urban areas, these city areas, in these high crime areas, not by choice, but we have to. Our income don't allow us to move out of certain these areas. But ma'am, mother, grandmama, foster mama, whoever you may be, I don't want my son or my daughter shooting your son, and I don't want your son or your daughter killing my son. Period. What are we going to do? Are we just going to sit and point fingers? We going to wait on the politicians? We going to wait on the police to solve our problems? Or are we going to get down to business? The scripture said that the harvest is plenty, but the labors are few. I'm tired of the keyboard warriors. They're doing nothing but talking and running their mouth, people. That's it. This thing is real. Our brother, Ronnie Manhatcher, lost his son to gunshot violence, and that brother put in a lot of work in this city right here, Chicago. And I'm disturbed, people. And it can happen to any one of us. The very thing that he fought against, it happened to his son, people. This is real, people. This is real. This is real. This is real, people. We're having the same problems all over the country, people. Black people, we are our own solution. Quit waiting on white folks to come and lock up every criminal. It's not going to happen, people. We're not going to police our way out of this. It's not going to happen, people. I've always told parents down through the years, search your teenager's room. You won't do that. Go to his or her social media page. You won't do that. You won't do it. You won't pay no attention to your son. You're too busy entertaining company. And I'm talking to males and females. So I'm not singling out one gender at all. It goes for both of us. We out here making these babies and we don't give a care at all. Out of lust, out of passion. People is real. Our children, they are running around here. They don't know if they're male or female. They don't know what they like. They don't even know who they are. Their voice has been silenced. Our children, they sit in the car with us and they get on their phone and ignore what we're saying. They're in another world. I call it digital crack. They're so busy focusing on their social media, on their tablet, on their computer, on their Apple Watch, on their watches, on their phones. And we're losing our children. Our children, the scripture said, if we forget God, he'll forget our children. And look what happened. Our children are our greatest foes to our household right now. What we do, we give them a tablet, we give them a computer, we give them a phone and send them in the room and close the door because they being quiet. We give them a video game. Well, Martin, they ain't out there shooting and killing nobody, but we're prepping them to shoot and kill with the video games. We're conditioning their minds. Young people's minds are very impressionable. They are not like adults. I'm upset today because I keep saying the same thing over and over. And a lot of us parents, we are up with all this Glock carrying, shooting pistol tote carrying. We up with it. We up with this set beefing. We up with this social media taunting the dead. We up with it. We get on the internet, and the first thing when something happened to our sons and daughters, we disconnected. We don't know what's going on. Why my son? Why my daughter? People, we're going to have to pay more closely attention to our teenagers. Our teenagers are slaughtering each other. And everything that's not good for them, they can easily get. Drugs and pistols, they can get it. The things that they need to help themselves, better education is hard to obtain. Jobs is hard to obtain. Mentors is hard to obtain. Good parenting is hard to obtain, people. Y'all know I'm telling the truth and shame the devil. What are we going to do? We just going to point the finger at Kim Fox? We're going to point the finger at Lori Lightfoot and Brandon Johnson? We're going to point the finger at the superintendent of police? What are we going to do? Are we going to point the finger at the government and say that they don't allow us to discipline our children? When are we going to take control of our homes and our houses and do what God gave us authority to do? What are we going to do it? Or are we just going to let our children run wild? We're going to allow them to say and do anything to us. These children have too much power. They tell us what we ain't going to do and what we should do. People, this is real, and I'm upset this morning because somebody's son or somebody's daughter is going to get it today. It's going to get it today. And I'm not saying those hardworking parents, and I understand that you're away from the house 10, 11, 12 hours a day. And you don't know what your sons and daughters are doing at all. I don't know what minds are doing. You think you do. You only know what they're doing when they're in your presence. Trust me, we got foes in the schools. We got foes on the community activists. We got foes. We got people that are misleading our children. They saying one thing, but they're doing another one. They putting guns in our children's hands. They putting drugs. They exploiting our children. They putting them in sex rings. This is real. Our children are coming up missing. They are easy to persuade to rob a bank, to rob an ATM, to hit a lick here and a lick there. They are easily persuaded because they're not, some of them are not getting the proper love at home. And when you swearing at your daughters and your sons at a young age, and by the time they get 10 and 11, it becomes non and void. This is real, people. This is no joke at all. Let's wake up, people. What are we going to do? We don't need no temporary fix. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate temporarily things, but we need a permanent fix. We need a solution. And the number one solution is love, parenting. That's what we need. We need it, people. This is live, uncut, unedited. I'm mad at some of you parents, you up with all this game banging. You loving on it. You love it when your sons and daughters out here shooting and killing and robbing. You love it because you enjoying the money. They coming home and giving you money, and you turning a blind eye to it. It's wrong. It is wrong, people. And y'all know it's wrong. I'm mad this morning, people. We sit in these cars in these high crime areas. We turn it up. We smoking weed like we ain't got a care in the world. Our young folks don't want to be bothered with the older people. There's a disconnect. The young people say that we don't know nothing. And the older people say the younger people don't know nothing. Nobody has a voice. Nobody can bring us together. And we waiting on our politicians. And the politicians that's in the pockets of the white folks. They skinning and grinning. They don't care about your sons and daughters dying out here. They can care less about that. Nobody cares about gunshot violence until it hits their home. It's like a norm. Oh, yeah, 2 people got killed over there on 73rd and Halston. Oh, okay. Nothing to it. But when they find out that it's their loved ones and their relatives and their friends, then it's a problem. Now they want Channel 2, Channel 5, Channel 7, Channel 32, Telemonto. They want all the channels to come together and have a protest. They want to call Andrew Holmes. Can you help solve this crime? What do you know, crime chaser? Did you hear anything? Now it becomes a concern. At first, it wasn't nothing because you walk around here with the mentality, not my child. I know where my child at. But your child can be doing everything that's correct and still get it. It have been known here in the city of Chicago, young folks sitting in their own house, laying in their bed and got a bullet that was not intended for them. It can happen, people. We're living in a city of no brotherly love. Black folks don't love on each other. We hate each other. We hate it. Our behavior shows us that we hate each other. You don't have to tell me, brother, that you don't like me. I know your vibe when I see you. Your attitude toward people that look like you tells me that you hate black people. That's what tells me. The scripture said, you know the tree by the fruit it bears. You can't tell me you around here shooting, doing drive-by shootings, and you innocent. You're not innocent. You mean mugging people. You're waiting for somebody to bring you some drama so you can shoot. And right now, as I speak, some young person is loading up their guns and searching to find bullets, trying to buy a weapon because they ready to use it. And don't give me that stuff talking about, I'm trying to defend myself. No, it's more than just defending yourself. You trying to bring bodily harm on somebody. You trying to get a name for yourself. You trying to set yourself up to go to prison. That's what you do. You think being locked up is a badge of honor. It's foolery, my brother and my sister. I'm talking to the women too, because the women are out here shooting. You allowing your baby daddies, your boyfriend, to commit crimes in your car. Now, when your car get called back on the carpet and the police come down hard on you, now you're going to have to make a decision. Do I stay out here and parent my children, or do I stay loyal to my man, my boyfriend? What do I do? Do I tell on them, or do I go to jail myself and leave my children out here to defend for themselves? Young lady, be careful the company you keep. I'm telling you, people, it's real out here. Folks don't love each other. We only out here using folks for the moment. There's no loyalty among our race at all. It's only a few of us got loyalty toward each other. It's only a few of us. I'm talking the truth, people. I'm talking about us, black people. We hate each other. We hate when we get our income tax. We hate when folks make a little money. We just hate, 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 hate. Older people, you guys hate young people. You hate them. And only solution you got for young people is jail. Jail, jail, jail. You see a young person at the gas station trying to get gas, and you won't even give them $1 to pump your gas. You'll look down on them. You see a young person beating them drunk, the bucket boys, you won't give them a dime. Then you'll complain about when they're knocking you upside your head and robbing you. Come on. I got to tell the truth. I see it all the time. You see homeless people, you walk past them and toot your nose up. The first thing you say, I'm working, he ought to work, ain't nothing wrong with him. Instead of with your cheap self, give him $1 or $2 or buy him a lunch. You won't do it. But when they knock you upside your head and blow your brains out, now it's sad situation. We look on the news. The brother told us, if our young people don't eat, they're going to eat us. And that's what's happening right now. They're stealing from their parents. They're robbing grown people. They're carjacking. They're looting. They're disrespectful to older people. They're running lights. They're hitting, crashing into cars, jumping out and run. These are our young people. When are we going to stand up and do something about it? And quitting blaming Kim Fox, Lori Lightfoot, Brandon Johnson, the police department, the government. We can't discipline our children. I discipline mine. Trust me. And when our young people go downtown and express themselves in a matter that we don't agree, now they all types of animals and all types of this and that. But guess what? Those are our children, and whatever they do, it reflects on us. That's the truth. Nobody wants to hear. Everybody, every parent, including myself, I want to take credit because my son finished college. My son is this, or my daughter is this. I want to take all the credit for the good that they do. But I don't want to take no credit for the bad that they into. I push that away. So we got to make a decision. Are we going to take credit for both, or are we going to take no credit at all? Our choice. Jail is not the only solution for our young people. So I'm so tired of these older folks, these young mamas, these young grandmamas. Lock them up. Lock them up. And I told y'all, when young folks listen to my live and you guys call in, back in my day, we did this. Listen, they looking at us as we hate them. So there's a disconnect. The young against the old, the male against the female. And some of you adults that's listening to me right now, you've been pregnant 2 or 3 times and got abortion. Your sons don't know nothing about that, and your daughters don't know nothing about that, but you're coming down hard on them, dogging them out. Matter of fact, let me go deeper than this. Some of you men out there, you was slinging penis. I got to tell the truth. This is grown folks. You slinging it in everybody. You putting seeds in every woman, and you walking away. You don't know who your sons and daughters are. You can care less. That's wrong, brother. That's wrong. And sister, you're wrong too when you don't tell your sons and daughters the truth about their fathers. You say bad things, and in reality, you don't know who the father really is. And so our sons and our daughters, they walk around with attitudes because they don't know who their moms are or their dads are. And they're looking at other young people that have a beautiful life, for as both parents in the house and doing things. And they envy that. And they question God. Say, God, why can't my family be like the Johnson family? Why I don't know who my real father is? That's angry, people. That's anger. And when a young person feels like that they are not loved, they will lash out at an adult. And you wonder why our young people all on social media fighting school teachers, fighting police, killing police, mean-spirited. How did they get like that? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. They haven't even lived no time, but they are so hateful and mean-spirited. You can cut some of these people off, and they'll shoot at your car and chase you down, run into your car. We seen it on the west side 3 weeks ago, how the young lady running people over in the gas station, then drove out the gas and the car flipped over. We see it, people, but we walk around here in denial. Not my son, not my daughter. Yes, that is your son. That is your daughter. This is real, people. This is not a game. This is real. What are we going to do? Somebody is on the way to the mall right now to identify their son. One of my brothers, right now, he's upset. The very thing that he fought for in these streets, it had happened to his son. Fought against gunshot violence. Talked to different gangs and organizations, but it happened to his son, people. This thing is real. I remember when I first started doing Crime Chaser, I was all these type of fake reporters, want to be the news, or why you doing this? Are you getting paid? You're an ambulance chaser. I was all types of names, every name in the book, because they were seeing something that they wasn't used to seeing. And I brought crime scenes live, uncut, unedited to Chicago and let them know this is what's going on in our community. What are we going to do about it? When is it going to change? I've had people that say, I'm grabbing my popcorn and watch the show. And that very same person, I ain't going to mention their name, their son got shot. And they start looking at everything a little different now. See, listen, it's news when somebody gets shot. But when your relative or loved one gets shot, it becomes your reality. This thing is real. Why you think I don't allow people to say bad things about the dead on my page, if it's a police or if it's a citizen? There's no need for us to demonize the dead. The dead is dead. They can't defend themselves. But I always tell people, when you come on my live, you better be careful what you say about somebody. Because the worstest person in the world still have somebody out here that love him or her. So you better be careful. This is a small world. And some folks will kill you dead for taunting their relative or their loved one for saying something. Trust me. It have happened, and it's still happening. We see what these rappers are doing. And y'all know firsthand, these young folks are not making guns. And those ghost guns that they're supposed to be making, where are they getting the materials from to make it? Somebody is selling them the materials to make the guns. Where are they getting the bullets from? People, this is real. This is real. This is not a joke. I always told you a sitting duck is a dead duck. Do not be sitting in these high crime areas. I don't care if you run the block. Rolling up. People think a car can come through. We don't know who's doing all this shooting. All this shooting out here in the city of Chicago is not gang related. It's personal. And let me say this. If another person pay another person to shoot another person, the one that paid them is just as guilty as the one pulling the trigger. This is real. I think I got a call. I'm really not taking no calls, but 5011, did you want to say something real quick?
I don't know. I mean, I think that we should hold the people in power accountable, though, Martin, because when they come to these political arenas and they put their hat in to be the mayor or the chief of police comes in, they should have a plan. We've been knowing a long time what's going on in this city and in the suburbs, everywhere with our people. And I feel it's absolutely wrong for them to spend all this money and resources, you know, for sanctuary city resources. You got, you know, migrants sleeping in the police department, you know, but you can't take care of your own. But it starts from the top. When you have Joe Biden giving all that money to Ukraine, but we're not considered that stealing. And so we can no longer accept that our people
hold it, sister.
Taken care of because
hold it, sister. Hold it. That's our problem right now. We waiting on folks. We waiting on people to treat us right. Black people, listen. Let me just say this to you guys.
No, I understand
what you're saying. We do.
Right.
Listen, I understand what you're saying. How long have we been waiting on the government, the U.S. government, politicians? Listen, they showing us that black lives don't matter. They are showing us that millions of dollars. Hold on, sister. Hold it. They are showing us millions of dollars are coming in Woodlawn and in South Shore. None of it is coming in the hands of black people. Those are resources. None of it is coming to us who are citizens. None of it is coming. What are they trying? What message are they telling us? Like George Blakemore said, you don't have to call me the N-word. You treating me like one. They're treating us like we're nothing. And those that supposed to represent us in policies, they are skinning and grinning and going along, getting along. And they know what's going on. And when they get in front of us, the first thing they say, what you want me to do? I didn't know. People, listen. Our young people are going to be extinct. They are setting these immigrants, excuse me saying immigrants, I mean those immigrants up for future to win. They are winning. And look at what we're doing. We're falling. Our young people don't interact with the older people. The older people don't interact with the young people. All we say is, back in my day, we did this, we did that. Back in your day, you caused hell too, and I'm not cussing. You was having sex, you was drinking, you was smoking, you was having sex, you was stealing, busting out windows. You was doing that in the name of fun. We living in a different day and a different time now, people. What we think is not fun, our young people think that it's fun. When was the last time you told your son and daughter that you love them? When was the last time that you hugged them? But I bet you can remember the last time when you cussed them out and said negative things to them. I guarantee you remember that. But you can't remember the last time when you told your son and your daughter you love them and you gave them a hug. When was the last time that you had a heart-to-heart talk with your son and your daughter? I'm not talking about your grown son. I'm talking about your minor sons and daughters. That's what I'm talking about. When was the last time? I always say, we need to stop buying these babies everything that we didn't have. We need to teach them everything that we didn't know. We need to arm them with the necessary information. Our children are being influenced by gangs, drugs, sexual things. I'm telling you, our children are right now walking around here, don't know if they're male or female. Our children right now walking around here don't have no friends. They're selling their bodies at a young age for peanuts. And parents, you know it. Anytime parents can drop off their young teenagers to an adult house and don't monitor because he or she is a celebrity, something is wrong with us. People, this is real. I'm upset this morning. This is real. Now, today it's going to be warm. Somebody's going to die in gunshot violence, senseless violence. And what we going to do? Oh, there was another shooting over there. Oh, it was another shooting. That's so-and-so's son. People, what are we going to do? Are we going to snatch our children back? Or are we going to give them over to what the white folks want to do, kill them? Because when you call your sons and daughters animals, you giving over permission to the white man to kill them. Now remember, when one of these white officers shoot down your young son, unarmed son, you call them an animal. What do you do with animals? You hunt animals. You kill them. You eat them. Quit calling your sons and your daughters animals. That's not good. You giving them over to the enemy. I got to tell the truth and shame the devil, people. And I'm going to say no more. I'm going to leave it at that. I've been over 33 minutes. Share this video. This video is not for mothers only. It's for fathers and it's for teenagers. That's what it's for. And whomever it may concern. Trust me. Let's take back our children. Let's do what we know what we can do, people. Anything that's left unprotected will be taken away. Whether it be your relationship with your mother, with your children, your home, your house, your job. We have to protect what we have right now. We cannot afford to, as Black people, allow these little privileges that we have on the plantation be taken away. Because that's what it is privileges. And we're living on a plantation, a modern day plantation, not a plantation of chains on your wrist, on your neck, and on your ankle, but it's mental. It's mental. That's what it is. And we are in the worst form of slavery in this day and time because it's mental. I think in the book it says, if you could determine what a man think, let me see how it go. His very nature would tell him to do something, make him do something. People, we living in a place where don't nobody like Black people, even Black people. Everybody hates us. Y'all can go on with that old coalition stuff if you want to. Nobody speaks up for Black people. But I guess it makes us feel good because we say Black and brown. But guess what? Brown got it going on. Brown got benefits coming their way. And what black people got? Jail, drugs, guns. Come on now. I'm telling the truth. And shame the devil. Talking about us. This is real. We still love black people, right? I still love being black. Black love, black unity, black power, race first. Black power to the last hour. Now let us take control of our homes, people. Look at our dear sister, the cop that was killed. That was our sister. That was one of us. Real. You say what you want. She was a sister. She was a sister. Her life snuffed away. Thank y'all so much. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. It's what? Live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil. Now, I don't know about you, but I love being black. I love being black. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure you